Hi Aquarius, welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel and this is your reading for December 1st through 15th, 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for visiting. And if you are returning, welcome back again. If you have not yet done so, I do invite you to reach out, hit that subscribe button, and join the Dragon family. Also give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button and letting me know you enjoy this content. First, a few quick notes before we get into your reading. This is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with every single Aquarius out there. So if these messages do resonate with you, they belong to you. And if they don't resonate with you, kick them on out to another Aquarius out there. Basically, just take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, this is going to correspond mostly to Aquarius Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, and all Aquarius cross-watchers are welcome here as well. If you're looking for information regarding personal readings, card decks that I use in each session, etc., just check out the description box below. All that info should be there. In addition to my email, if you have a question that isn't addressed in the description box. So let's go ahead and get into your astrology for this first couple weeks of December, Aquarius. This is a very powerful time. We're stepping into quite a lot of Capricorn energy. The big motion of the week coming up is December 2nd, as Jupiter, the planet that rules Sagittarius, is moving into the sign of Capricorn as well. So I'm just going to show you this chart very quickly. There's Pluto, Saturn, Venus, and now Jupiter all lining up in Capricorn. And then of course when we hit that winter solstice later in the month, we're going to have yet another planet in Capricorn. So as you can guess, lots of Capricorn energy, and it's hitting every sign in a very specific or different way. We all are going to experience the energy of it, but everyone gets it, just a little bit differently. So for you Aquarius, on the universal chart, this is mostly impacting your 12th house of Pisces. You have already been journeying with Pluto and Saturn in that house. Saturn for this past year, Pluto for quite a bit longer, since 2008. So there's a lot of intensity, a lot of power, and often a lot of struggle spiritually and emotionally that come with that house. The 12th house has a lot to do with accumulated karma or spiritual baggage, sometimes from other lifetimes and sometimes from this lifetime, which we have, built up, carried, or not dealt with. So if you keep yourself, emotionally very clear, if you take time to work through your stuff whenever it happens, but not many of us are always able to do that, that's kind of where it all goes to be dealt with later. So Aquarius, this is really opening you up spiritually. I don't doubt that many of you have really been feeling a lot of struggle with this, because it's not an easy place to have those harder, tougher planets that tend to rip up your foundations in order to lay a stronger one for you. It's necessary, but it's not easy. It's very challenging and it requires a lot of resilience, a lot of fortitude, a lot of stamina, and patience from you. So don't be surprised, as you go through this first 2 weeks, as Jupiter starts to, go into Capricorn and start to get on the scene of your 12th, this starts to actually get easier. And I'd say over the course of 2020, a lot of those very deep, intense spiritual and emotional lessons you've been learning and having to go through, you start to get where it makes sense. You start to see the benefit of it. You start to see the blessing of it in many ways. So be patient with this energy, Aquarius, because a lot of things, especially if you've been doing the emotional spiritual work, it's really going to pay off. You're going to feel so much more intuitive, so much more psychic. Aquarius is often accused of, many times unfairly, of being, emotionally cold or distant, not being really deeply connected with people, and more, surface level emotions. But I would say a lot of Aquarians, you're not really getting to be that way much, because Spirit is really bringing you into a strong connection with those deeper emotions, because Pisces is a water house. It's putting you right in the water, right? Aquarians usually just pour the water out, but now the Spirit's pushing you into the deep end of the swimming pool, and you're like, hey, you could at least teach me how to swim before you push me in here. And for a lot of you, it has felt that way. It's very challenging. So finally, I would say with Jupiter, which is a very lucky, optimistic planet of good fortune, going into that 12th house and sweeping through there for you, it's going to help a lot. It's going to create, just a happier connection with Spirit rather than just a challenging one that creates a lot of hard work for you. So the Sun is traveling along in Sagittarius this first 2 weeks of December, which is still very positive for you, Aquarius, because that is a complementary sign to you. It's moving through your universal 11th house. So it's a very, very good place for you. It's your natural house energy. So this is a lot of giving and receiving care back and forth, connecting with the universal consciousness, understanding what freedom, liberation all means to you. And because Sagittarius is about traveling, it's about education, it's about learning, you may be opening your mind up to greater education, greater things that you're going to be learning, and also, thinking about getting out of the house, getting out and maybe doing some travel, maybe going to see somebody you miss or somebody coming to see you, things like that. The other thing that's happening still is Mars and Mercury are in Scorpio. That is still moving through, especially Mars is going to be moving through your career house at the 10th for the month of December. So continue to understand that there's still a lot of power and transformation happening in your career area. Anybody that's sort of, contemplating the future of their career or thinking about, well, do I want to change it? Do I want to completely transform it? Do I want to start over again and do something new? All of that's coming to the surface. Also beware of any kind of weird power struggles on your workforce or anywhere around your career, because sometimes you've got people that are jealous of you. Maybe you might even feel a little jealous of them, but just be aware of that and try to keep things level and even within yourself. Mercury moves into Sagittarius on December 9th, so that joins up in your 11th house, which is a very positive place for communication. And I think at that point, you'll find it easier to speak and communicate the things that you really want to. So let's go ahead and dig into your cards. Let's see, we're going to first do some oracle cards and get some major themes of what's going on this first 2 weeks of December, and also bring in some messages, and then we're going to go into a full tarot spread for you. Dear angels, beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, as we do their reading for December 1st through 15th, 2019. Please protect their energy as well as mine and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you. Oh, I like this. The animal guardian came up. So, for any Aquarians that have special connections with animals, whether they're pets, whether they're wild animals, birds, etc., that you see outside, pay attention to them. I love that she's holding a deer. So funny. I was taking a walk last night, and I had the most wild, magical experience. We don't live in a super wooded area. There are trees, but it really surprised me. I saw a deer, and it was a boy. It was a boy deer. He had antlers. He looked young, but he still I saw him come out, and he was so gentle, and he walked by just so gracefully, and it just I was like, whoa, there's a deer walking down the street. But there are some trees, and there's a creek, in behind this one area, so I think they probably are living back there because there's enough habitat. But oh my goodness, it was just, I've never really seen something quite like that. Definitely not around here. It's been years and years since I've seen a live deer wandering through the woods, so it was pretty magical. And there she is holding that deer, with the owl and the panther and all, the crow, the different ones around her. So to me, This is telling you to trust your heart, to trust your instinct, trust your intuition, because with all that Pisces coming together with Capricorn energy for you, Aquarius, wow, I mean, you know, that really is, it's like you've got to listen to your spirit. You've got to listen to your heart. If you know, get too caught in your head, which many Aquarians do because you're a very intellectual sign, that's a card that comes in and she reminds you to listen to your instinct, because that is the way all the other creatures do it. They listen, they don't get caught up in their head. They feel, they, you know, reach out. They're not afraid, you know, if they love you or they want to be with you, they just come forward. The other beautiful thing about that Capricorn connection being in that Pisces house, Aquarius, to me, you know, Pisces is your dreams, it's your imagination, your hopes, and, you know, the faith that you have. And Capricorn energy is about manifestation, about making those dreams a reality. So Aquarius, whatever dreams you have for yourself, this is time to really start to make them reality. 2020 is going to be a very powerful time for that. So stuff to look forward to for sure. Let's pull a chakra card and a gemstone to see which one of these will help you the most right now. Ooh, I like that. So Iolite comes up. This is a beautiful third eye chakra stone. So yet again, this is, you know, it's that mental intuition and clarity. Don't worry, don't get caught up in anxiety, fear, excessive thought. You can use this gemstone of Iolite to clear that chakra. This also connects you to your soul family, spiritual family. Very, very intense connections come through that. Another stone that you can use if you can't get a hold of an Iolite would be like the lapis lazuli, another very beautiful blue third eye chakra stone. So that's a really good one for you to use right now. Interestingly enough, I just looked at the bottom of the deck and there's the clear quartz, which aids in meditation, and the crown chakra. So the crown, you know, that's where it's like all the divine messages come flowing through. So Aquarius, trust your instinct, listen to the voice of the divine, clear your mind of anxiety and worry. That's already coming through very strongly here for you. So let's pull a card, a message from the fairies. The fairies are very connected with earth elements and, you know, all of nature. And we've got so much earthy energy coming through with Capricorn. So let's get a message for you from them. Aquarius, now to me, when this one comes out, this means have faith in magic. This is fairy spotting. Time to go out into nature. Seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So this is telling you if you want to manifest, you know, those things, if you want to be in deeper touch with magic and manifestation, part of this is belief. And it does encourage you to get out into nature and get connected with the spirits and elements of nature, absolutely. So let's get into your tarot. Let's move Mr. Dragon over here. And he's guarding the tarot cards there. Very good job. And see what we've got for Aquarius for December 1st through 15th here. Okay, Aquarius, so interesting. Like we talked about, there's so much Capricorn energy, and in that immediate past position, there's the Devil, which is associated with Capricorn. So, to me, this also, interestingly enough, this gets into being chained to fears, to worries, anxieties, things that, you know, it's like you obsess over, anything that's kind of compulsive, you know, addictive tendencies, addictive thoughts, or bad routines or habits that are not fulfilling. So, you know, for any Aquarians where this has been an issue, you know, that's why I think it's like all this third eye, all this clearing energy is coming up for you, because, you know, Spirit is really saying it's time to turn a lot of that loose. And that's what a lot of Aquarius folks right now are really working through. They're trying to let go some of these, you know, kind of negative routines or mental ruts that they've gotten themselves into. And then, you know, look at that. So Aquarius, this is kind of nice in this past position. It's like, you know, you've been working at this. This is something that it's like, I think a lot of you recognize, you know, that like overthinking, or, you know, worrying too much, or getting into those anxieties, or giving into fearful thoughts is really not good for you. So this is this Eight of Pentacles. It's like working one day at a time. You know, maybe some of you have gone for counseling. Some of you are getting some kind of help, or you're doing something very active. Maybe, you know, more meditation or things like that that help, you know, control and calm the mind and help and make it more, you know, easy to work with. So getting into the immediate present, there's that Five of Swords. So, you know, this could really indicate that either you're experiencing something right now where people have kind of let you down, or you've been kind of left holding the bag or holding the swords, as it may be. You know, it's like after the battle, it's like, you know, you're kind of wondering, well, what do I do now? I'm kind of on my own. So let's clarify this one, because that can be a little bit of a prickly card there. Yeah, and so Aquarius, really with this, if you feel like you're kind of alone, if you feel like, you know, other people haven't lived up to what they said they were going to do, or they're not there for you like you would hoped they would be, you know, this again is an encouragement to get out of your head, because swords are always that intellectual energy. So, you know, turn those thoughts loose and turn into spirit, because there's that High Priestess crossing that. So again, this to me is getting in deep connection with your spiritual self, with your heart, with your instincts, with, you know, those kind of mysterious subconscious elements that, you know, maybe you haven't even completely, you know, gotten into the very heart of that yet. So it's like, yeah, don't be afraid of it, because there is a lot of spiritual power, and you don't even know, you know, all of the depth of it yet. So going into the immediate future, Two of Wands, very, very beautiful as we open up a new beginning, a new path. Many times with the Two of Wands, you are hoping for a new beginning of some kind, you know, some new door to open. And in a lot of ways, we are opening a new door, because we're coming to the end of a decade. We're coming to the end of 2019 and going into 2020, which is very, very strong. We're going into, you know, in a lot of ways, a new portal, a new gateway, just like in that card. So let's pull a clarifier for that. Yeah, to me, very new beginnings. And look at that. This is an earthy planting, an earthy energy. Page of Pentacles. It's like a new adventure could be awaiting, something that has a lot of promise of stability. This is very earthy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So, you know, it's kind of like planting the seeds, maybe starting a new business or a new job, some kind of new enterprise on the horizon. So in the subconscious, Aquarius, here's that World card, which is very positive. To me, this always means coming to a conclusion, you know, wrapping up some kind of pattern of energy that you've been experiencing, whether it's been good, bad, difficult, easy, whatever. It's like you're coming to the end of a cycle, and it's a good conclusion. It's like it's a powerful conclusion. Your own energy is in this card. Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus are all represented there, so it is very powerful. It's the last card of the major arcana, so it is a very beautiful completion coming to pass. So let's pull a clarifier on that. Yeah, and to me, Aquarius, you may have, because this is all in the subconscious realm, this is what you're feeling deep within, the messages of the soul. It's like you feel that as you complete these conclusions, you are stepping into more power, into an ability to have a better sense of leadership and how you want to move forward in your life. With a much more bold, positive, dynamic kind of energy. Interestingly enough, on the top here for the message from the divine is the Wheel of Fortune, which in many ways mirrors that world card below. So it's like as above, so below, absolutely for you. This also embodies those same 4 signs, including yours. So I think the message from the divine, crowning the reading, is really saying, Aquarius, the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. Things are changing. Things have a really big growth potential to improve and get better for you. So let's see a clarifier. Yes, and look at that. And to me, this is Spirit saying, Aquarius, it's just going to take a little patience. Plant those seeds. Very funny, right? It's the same as the immediate future. The page is, the beginning of enterprise, the beginning of business. And there it is, divine. And the Spirit is saying, look at that. Plant those seeds because the wheel is turning in your favor. Even if it's a little bit slow, even if it takes a little patience and it doesn't grow overnight, it's worth planting your ideas. It's worth, cultivating what you want to do. So let's pull some more cards for you for some advice on all this. Oh, okay, Aquarius, I like these. So, suggested approach. Be bold, Aquarius. Look at this. Ace of Wands. Passionate, fiery new beginnings, very divinely blessed. Ace of Wands is always, hand of spirit really coming in and, kind of intervening and saying, yeah, you have the strength, you have the fire, you have the power to start things fresh. Also gotta love the dragon there in that card. So let's get a clarifier on him. Yes, and to me, Aquarius, it's like you kind of are in conflict about this. You're like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can start over again. I don't know if I can go forward. So there may be some contention or some conflict. Maybe you're afraid of contention or a conflict, but I would say don't let that stop you from starting something fresh. And that 5 of Wands is coming up here again in what you need to know. So, you're very conscientious, Aquarius, of conflict. You don't like it. You don't want to get into it. And it's just sort of like, it's not like big, horrible arguments. It's like that little bickering energy, especially inside your own mind. You might feel kind of like conflicted back and forth. So let's pull a clarifier for this because this has come up twice now. You've got it 2 times here. Yeah, because a lot of times, look at that, it's like, it's important. Aquarius, it's like you've been really arguing with yourself about, what you want and what's really worth pursuing and all of that. It's like it's been, you've got these 3 cups in front of you and you've been really dissatisfied, with a lot of the things that are in your life, with this idea that, oh, if only such and such happened, then everything would be okay. But it's really important, always with that 4 of Cups, to not take the good things for granted. Paying attention to even the little things that you're grateful for will start to change your perspective. It'll start to, relax a lot of those conflicts that you see and perceive. So don't take things for granted, especially if they're good coming in. Hopes and fears, there's the 3 of Cups coming in, which is a lot of celebratory energy, something to be happy about. So let's pull a clarifier to see what other messages come through with that card. Yeah, Aquarius. There's a lot of need. You've got these two really kind of these more challenging fours. Here's, I had the Four of Cups. Now here's the Four of Pentacles. So it's actually hard for you to lighten up, loosen up. You're holding things very tight to the chest right now. It's like, I think this is really saying you really want to celebrate. You really want something to be happy about. You really want to have, that happy outcome, but it's like you're having a hard time relaxing and opening up and just being more free with your spirit, because you're, might have nervousness, might be scared of failure, might be scared of, scarcity, or just whatever it is. So it's been hard for you to just, open up. He holds that coin right over the heart chakra, and it's over the head space. It's what he's, standing on. So it's like, it's really, he's really security conscious. He's worried that if he drops his guard that he could get taken advantage of, or something bad could happen to him, or he could lose everything he has. So it's really important for you to let go of that fear right now. The outcome card is the Six of Cups. This is a card of nostalgia, many times reconciliation, elements of the past coming in, having a lot of memories of when times were good, to when times were sweet, and things felt really emotionally and spiritually connected. So let's pull a clarifier for that card. Oh, Aquarius. Very, very strong. Look at that. Six of Cups on top of Six of Cups. And let me tell you, this doesn't happen very often where you get the same card on top of the other card. So I would say very, very strong probability of, someone from the past coming in, some kind of reconciliation, those good, happy memories becoming, very, very possible. I almost want to pull another card on that since it's the same card twice. And just see what would come out next, because that's just like, yeah, that's pretty wild that both of them lined up like that. Yeah, because it's really about, finding that emotional fulfillment, that Eight of Cups. You're still seeking for the emotional fulfillment. That is so important. Yeah, and really, wow, you're working through some stuff. Yeah, it might take a little time, Aquarius, but this is, and it may not, all, of course, all resolve itself within 2 weeks. This could take a little more time. But you've got the moon, which is, again, that Pisces. Look at there, the devil again with the Capricorn. But the outcome is the sun. So to me, I can see where, it's like you really want something, some element of your past to be restored to wholeness, to sweetness, to, bliss again. And that Eight of Cups, it's kind of like, because you're still journeying, it's like, I'm still not fulfilled. I still don't have what I really want. The Moon card can be really confusing. It can make it be like, oh, it's so cloudy, it's so cluttered, I'm not sure where to go. So you're going to have to work through some of that, and a lot of times that Pisces energy that you're working through, it can be very, cloudy and a little mysterious. And yes, Capricorn energy, but that's devil. You got to confront yet again. It's like those anxieties, those fears, obsessive compulsive thoughts that, kind of drag you down into a negative spiral. I think that you can absolutely have victory, and you can succeed over that, because there's that Sun card coming out very positively there. So I think that there is definitely hope for having clarity in the end, but you're going to have to do a little inner work, or maybe a lot of inner work. This could happen fast, it could happen a little slower. It just depends on the person, because this is general, so it's not gonna, happen at the exact same rate for everybody. But wow, lots of stuff coming your way. So let's pull a affirmation from the Making Magic deck for you. Ooh, I like this. And this is so strong paired up with that Ace of Wands, which is a strong fire element, and you got the element of fire. Heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. So Aquarius, this is very strong. It's very positive. You got the Sun card. You got the Ace of Wands. You know, let that fire drive you. Let some of that passion transform you. Help it to drive you forward to greater depths. And on the bottom, look at that. You got the love charm. Look at that. Attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. So very, very blessed. And I hope to see you guys again soon. I'll be back before you know it. I'll be doing full moon readings. So I hope you have a wonderful first half of your December. Take care.